Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Thank you so much for clicking on this video to learn a little bit more about AKSHAN, who's going to be the new champion coming to League of Legends in the next 2 to 3 weeks or so. I know there's a bunch of different videos that are probably out about him already, but I always appreciate the people that decide that this is where they want to get their intel from. So in this video, we're going to be going over his kit, the vague implications of the champion. We're also going to be showing off some of their gameplay, and today is going to be packed with AKSHAN content if you want to watch that through as well today. So if you just want to see the ability rundown, this video is definitely for you. If you want to watch a full gameplay, then about an hour from now, when this video goes live, there will be one of those for you to get your teeth into. Also, when he hits the PBE, we're going to be doing a stream on my Twitch channel where you can chat about the champion with me and we can maybe theory craft some stuff. Then I'll be posting another full gameplay of AKSHAN onto this channel. I'll be playing first impressions, you know, after he hits the PBE, just how he feels to play and stuff like that. Then tomorrow we'll be, of course, doing a meme build with him just for fun. So there's a lot of stuff that might interest you. If you want to subscribe or hit the bell, it is entirely up to yourself. If you'd rather I make that decision for you, then we can play rock, paper, scissors, and if I win, you have to do both of those things, if that also works. So, yeah? Okay, alright, on 3 then. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Rock. I'm gonna say that even if you drew, you gotta do it as well. Oh hey, and also check out our merch store. Sorry, I'm gonna plug it here. There's a lot of you are gonna come here, so if you're interested in some cool YouTuber streetwear stuff, that way, look up. Yep. So AKSHAN is the rogue sentinel, coming from the same faction as Senna and Lucian, I believe, carrying a Lightbringer weapon. He is designed to be a ranged marksman mid laner whose kit revolves around high mobility, picking off designated players, and reviving his entire team if he gets a kill. And no, I'm not kidding at all. Let's get into AKSHAN and we'll talk a bit about his abilities. By the way, in this video, and in these types of videos where I get to see the champion a little bit early, I no longer like to put the ability descriptions on the screen above me. I did it with Gwen, and Riot gave me the wrong ability description, which led to a lot of people getting mad at me. There was threads about you League YouTubers being embarrassing, which is true, but them using third-party leaked information, which was just not true. So please check the description of this video if you want to actually get the exact wording that Riot gave me. I will write it all out. It just means that if something changes or if that ends up not being correct, that I can at least update it, which I cannot do with text that I pre-edit into the video, which means it's just always going to be right. I never get the numbers for the abilities as well when they send me them, so I'm gonna have to wait until he actually hits PBE until we actually know about that kind of stuff. But regardless, so AKSHAN's passive is called Dirty Fighting. Every 3 hits from AKSHAN's attacks and damaging abilities deal a burst of physical damage. If the target was a champion, AKSHAN also gains a shield. After attacking as well, AKSHAN also fires a second attack that deals reduced physical damage, and that second shot can be cancelled like a regular basic attack. And if AKSHAN cancels the second shot, he gains a burst of movement speed for a short duration. And there's a lot to this ability. Think of it like a cross between the item Eclipse mixed with Nars W's passive with a little bit of pressy attack something in it, and also a little bit of Lucian's passive is mixed in the mix there as well. Because of the double hit, the potential for pressy attack as a rune to me seems like the best idea, although that I've heard his attack speed scaling is not the greatest. In the meeting that I had with Riot about AKSHAN, they were pretty clear, and you'll see why later, that he is a champion who is built to be way more early to mid game, but his late game falls off super duper hard because his abilities have this potential to be overly impactful. Even though his straight autos proc potentially 2 of the 3 pressy attack hits, it might be a little bit harder for him to get like that third one and to keep pushing for the last proc without some of his other abilities like his E, which we'll look at soon. Still, a decently loaded kit that seems to encourage him pushing trades with mid laners early, minimizing the amount of damage taking from risking a trade with the shield that he has. So his Q is incredibly basic. It's called Avengerang. AKSHAN throws a boomerang that deals physical damage and reveals enemies hit. Every single enemy that it hits extends its range a little bit, and they can be hit twice by this ability as well. Once in and then once back out. Super simple, but a great ability for checking bushes if it reveals any enemies that it hits, like a reverse Gnar boomerang where it actually extends the range if you're harassing people rather than it hitting somebody and it coming back. Gives him a little bit more wave clear with the double hit, kind of like an Ari Q that, you know, he might not necessarily have being an AD carry or like an AD marksman. And it also gives him a little bit more chance to get some poke in against some of those longer range control mages that like an AD might kind of struggle to trade blows with otherwise. Now AKSHAN's W is called Going Rogue, and it is a 2-part ability. The effect is that the active makes AKSHAN become camouflage for a short duration, or forever if he's standing next to terrain. Now during this time he can see trails that lead towards Scoundrels, and he gains bonus movement speed and mana regen when he's moving towards him. Now Scoundrels are a minigame type state that enemies to AKSHAN become if they kill one of his teammates. Now if you kill one of AKSHAN's team, you become a Scoundrel, and he gets the bonus movement speed towards you. He can see a trail to where you are, but if AKSHAN can actually score a takedown on them within the minute, I believe, that it's placed on them, he gains bonus gold, and all of the allies killed by that Scoundrel are then resurrected at their base, and the Scoundrel status is removed from everybody else. Now this is one thing that is definitely worth mentioning. It does say takedown on a Scoundrel in the wording that Riot have given me. So I'm not sure if it's he has to deal the killing blow or if he just has to get an assist on it. If it's just an assist, then this champion can literally revive an entire team potentially, and the implications for it are crazy. But as I said before, it says takedown, which means that he can shoot somebody one time, they die, and it revives maybe 2 people or 3 people potentially. But I'm not 100% sure in that. This ability is, though, the reason that his late game has been made intentionally to be pretty terrible. Against AKSHAN, like late game, if his team gets wiped, though, he could literally just run it down with Ignite and try to get a kill onto an enemy who maybe got a triple or a quadra kill onto his team, and then it revives every single member of his squad back at base. I'm not sure how it works with AKSHAN igniting somebody and then him dying, and then the person dying to ignite. Could he potentially self-res? I genuinely have no idea, but it's something very interesting to consider. When the death timer's a low airway, though, it's not that big of a deal, apart from the bonus gold that you get from a kill, which I'm not sure what the bonus gold numbers are. There's probably not that much point in trying to utilize it apart from the bonus gold unless you're like 20 minutes deep in the game. But then when the death timers are like 50, 60, 70 seconds long potentially, when you're really deep in a game, this is a kind of ability that absolutely changes a game if AKSHAN is able to res more than one person. It encourages people protecting the Scoundrel, and it even encourages people trying to spread kills out amongst their teammates and try not to get too many multi-kills in a fight if an enemy AKSHAN is kind of fed, or if they're able to take down one of the squishier carries who happen to be getting those multi-kills. So when an ally is revived, it appears on the kill feed to show just who got rezzed in this cool little yellow box, and all I'm saying is expect many Twitch clips of AKSHAN rezzing full teams of 4 people after somebody quadras. I know that this is going to be probably a bit of an unhealthy and a bit of a weird ability, and during the meeting some people brought up that this seems super frustrating to play into, but I think like from a casual perspective, like it definitely looks like it would be at least fun to watch your friend playing AKSHAN. You've all been killed but AKSHAN's still alive, and like cheering him on to hunt the Scoundrel down, because if he manages to get that kill, the entire team's brought back to life. Something just kind of fun to cheer for, and I think it's going to create a lot of like fun moments one way or the other. That being said though, obviously the counter to this is spread out your kills and protect your Scoundrels. If somebody has got multi-kills, keep an eye on them, make sure they don't die. If everybody gets 1 kill, if you kill 4 people on your team and everybody has 1 kill, if AKSHAN kills somebody, everybody else's Scoundrel status gets revoked and taken away, so he can actually only get 1 person back. So he may actually have to pick who he thinks is either the easiest kill or the most important kill to get. Now, AKSHAN's E is Heroic Swing. He fires a hook shot that embeds itself in the first terrain that it hits, and then whilst it's embedded, he can then recast it to swing around the terrain in the cast direction, firing bullets at the nearest enemies while swinging, and if he casts it again whilst he's swinging, he jumps in the direction of his cursor, and then he fires a final shot. Now, I believe these shots will prioritize champions, or it might just hit everybody, but if you bump into a champion while swinging, it will end the swing. Those bullets also apply press the attack on champions when you're swinging, and the cooldown also gets completely reset if you get a takedown. This means that AKSHAN in a team fight could be either super mobile or pretty useless. Tanks, you just want to stand on top of him, get in his way, stop him from swinging. And if you've ever played Camille, this is also gonna seem like a pretty familiar like ability for you mechanically. It seems like it operates very similar to Camille Z. Also, it scarily means that he is pretty good for maybe tower diving and swooping in to dive towers. Like Talon coming over a wall at bot lane and then ulting and trying to blast you. AKSHAN can swing around the wall whilst attacking you whilst he's doing that, and if they manage to get a kill onto a low HP target, he can just swing back out again really quickly and minimize the amount of tower shots he's taken. Finally, AKSHAN's ultimate is called Comeuppance. He locks onto an enemy champion and begins to channel power into his gun to store bullets. Then after 2.5 seconds, I believe, or after recasting early, he can unleash all of the bullets stored. Each one deals physical damage that deals extra damage based on missing HP to the first minions, champions, or structures hit. He can also use his swing ability E during this channel as well. So it's kind of like Caitlyn Ultimate that towers, inhibs, and minions can block. And I'm not exactly sure if towers that can take... I'm not sure if they take damage from this ability or not. For instance, if you hide behind first tower in mid, if he ulties you, at the very least does AKSHAN do like a couple hundred damage to the tower despite missing the ability? I'm not really sure. But regardless, plays super heavily into his invisibility. It plays heavily into his E, sneaking around, looking for the perfect angle to take the shot onto a Scoundrel, and just to do his best to try and revive his teammates. Now, I feel like I've talked about AKSHAN for a pretty decent amount of time here, but I hope that that gives you some interesting ideas about how you're maybe going to build him or how you're going to play AKSHAN. As I said in the beginning, we're going to be doing probably like 3 videos today on AKSHAN. Like I really like stuffing a bunch of content in the days like this. So if you want to turn the bell on, even if it's only just for the next 24 hours or the next like 48 hours, and you can turn it back off when AKSHAN's done, that is totally fine, and I'd really appreciate it if you did that. But still, regardless, thank you so much for choosing this video over so many others. I'll be seeing you later today a couple extra times. I'll maybe see you on stream. And the next one today is going to be a full gameplay commentary from the footage that I was provided by Riot, that you probably saw a little bit of in this video. But in that one, we'll be talking about just looking at his laning, looking at his team fighting, looking at how he plays from somebody who's play tested the champion a lot, which is going to be somebody that has a lot of the most experience you could ever have playing AKSHAN, really more experience than any other person on earth. So we can actually see how the play testers intend for him to be played, and like also his build path, which is going to be super useful to know. Please check out the merch down below. I really appreciate it, supporting a small business, supporting a small independent business, Scottish business. And if you like me, then if you ever consider donating on stream, I'd really appreciate if you'd rather spend money on me to get something material back in return. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.